Unexpected, unbelievable, unforgettable. Unexpected, unbelievable, unforgettable, and action.
Dreaming of a mesmerizing, magnificent, and memorable vacation? Let's imagine you are taking a trip to the Redang beach, and this evening, while you are walking on soft, powder white sand, suddenly a crazy fella is pushing you from the back. You fell into the greenish, bluish, crystal clear sea water. And when you get up from the water, the tender and gentle breeze brush onto your face. You feel so smooth and serene. Isn't it so fascinating and wonderful, ladies and gentlemen? Say yes?
Yeah.
Honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, I believe all of us deserve an ideal vacation once in a while. Do you agree?
Yes.
Say yes?
Okay.
In my humble opinion, I believe an ideal vacation should fulfill 3 criteria. We should physically experience it, emotionally feel it, and economically worth it. Thanks to the generosity of my beloved father, we went on to a trip to Yunnan, China last year, and I believe it was the most unexpected, unbelievable, and unforgettable trip I can ever have. I still remember that particular morning. I shouldn't drink too much coffee, and I never expect the trip is going to take me 4 hours to arrive at the next destination. After swinging inside the bus for 3 hours, the accumulated liquid inside our urinary bladder also swinging. Suddenly, our bus stopped at an old and dusted petrol station. When the tour guide announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for toilet break. The toilet is really clean and hygienic," all of us were running towards the door and rushing to get down from the bus. However, when we stepped down from the bus, we were welcomed by fetid, stinky, and unbearable fragrance. The smell was so unexpected, and most probably coming from the toilet. We paced slowly towards the toilet. It took only 2 minutes to cover distance from the bus to the toilet, but for me, as if it took me 2 years to arrive. Finally, we arrived at the doorstep of the so-called clean and hygienic toilet. My inner voice was begging me, "Please do not open the door." But my full tank bladder was threatening me, "Open the door quickly." After pinching my nose tight enough, with a count of 3, I pushed the toilet door away, and I was numb for several seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, the scene was horror. It was unbelievable, because what we saw were the yellowish, chocolate, multiple color stools scattered around on the ground and on the wall. Some were freshly made and still milky. It is so unbelievable that we all stand there and we cannot do the further reaction. No, obviously the creators, they don't really drink too much water, they also add too much. The next second, I stood there and visualized how I could step into the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, the unpolluted surface was so limited, and the probability of stepping onto the milky stool is relatively high. I was wearing my limited edition Nike sports shoes. Some risk is not worth taking. After a thorough consideration and panel discussion, we decided to give up and trudge back onto the bus, spiritless and speechless. Everyone was so quiet that afternoon. Some even started to meditate. Finally, we arrived at the destination. And again, our tour guide announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to take a toilet break. I can guarantee the toilet is much cleaner compared to the previous one." We are so suspicious and insecure with such guarantees. However, we still need to pee. Hence, we got down from the bus. While we stepped into the toilet, there's no weird smell. What a good sign! However, when we entered into the toilet, something was missing. Soon, I realized what was missing. Compared to the artistic toilet previously, this toilet has no door! All cubicles are segregated by the wall with a height of a 5-year-old kid. When we squatted down, we can see connecting all the cubicles. However, they are arranging in sequence now. One good news is my mother can observe whether am I having a healthy digestion system. The toilet impact was so unforgettable, especially when we were introduced to one of the most famous delicacy of China, the curry noodle. Finally, I was on my return flight to Malaysia when our plane landed at KL International Airport. The first thing I did was jumping off from the plane and rushing to the toilet. While I entered into the toilet, I pushed the doors of every single cubicle. They are so clean and shiny. When I squeezed on the bidet, when the water splashes out, that was the best sound I can ever heard. And when I was sitting on the toilet bowl, I shouted, "Malaysia, I love you!" I felt so gratitude and lucky for being Malaysian because all facilities were made comfortable and convenient for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we tend to hear and make a lot of complaints about our country, Malaysia. However, if you take a step back and think, who makes Malaysia? All of us make Malaysia. This land has been developed and brought up by our ancestors since 53 years ago. We are going to celebrate our 53rd National Day this month. Hence, from today onwards, let us live and appreciate what we have before we lose it. I strongly believe that if we embrace the value of respect and appreciation, we are going to live in this country together, peacefully and harmony. Back to you.